So we have the pleasure of being joined by Bridgeen Mullen, who's the Visitor Centre Manager here at the distillery. Bridgeen, thank you very much for taking time to speak with us and for helping us organise this. Tell us a bit about how you get into the industry and how you found yourself lucky enough to be working in the distillery with such huge potential.
Yeah, well, I got into the hospitality industry over 20 years ago. We won't say how many years, over 20, and I was lucky enough to be given the opportunity to come and work at Clydeside in Perthshire. So left the hills of Donegal and landed in the amazing 5-star resort where I spent 5 years going through the different departments and huge training from the hotel. And then after that I had 10 years at Her Majesty's Yacht, the Royal Yacht Britannia in Edinburgh, looking after the corporate events side of the business. And then I ventured towards the sea to the west coast of Scotland to a beautiful destination called Portavadie. But I've always had a passion for whisky, but of course 5-star service. And I heard that there was a distillery opening in Glasgow, and I'd met a chap some years prior who was talking about being involved in this distillery, and I thought, I wonder if he's involved in this distillery, because for Glasgow to have its own single malt distillery is phenomenal from a tourism point of view, a new attraction and also a new venue for the city. And as luck would have it, the chap I met 2 years prior was involved, introductions were made, and I was lucky enough to be the first person to be recruited as Visitor Centre Manager. And so it brings me back to, phenomenal 5-star service, but also whisky.
Yeah, brilliant, excellent. Well, my first experience here at the Clydeside Distillery was a Ben Rear tasting. As well as it being these tasting sessions, what else can people expect to be doing here, or activities can they get involved with when they come here to check it out as a tourist attraction?
So as a tourist attraction, we're open 7 days a week, and first tours we have in the days at 10 o'clock, and that's the Clydeside tour. Now that incorporates two areas that are self-guided, and that's the story of Glasgow whisky, because that huge history of all the distilleries in Glasgow and Glasgow's role in helping get whisky to the world. And then of course there's a wealth of information on this pump house, the building itself, and of course the family behind bringing this building back to life and giving us a distillery in Glasgow. And then the distillery tour takes in the distillery itself, that's guided, and then it finishes in our tasting room for 3 wee drams of whisky. And we may not have one whisky, but we have 3 different whiskies, one from the Lowland region, one from Highland, one from Islay. They're all 10-year-old, they all have been in ex-bourbon casks, and great for somebody maybe who's not been to a distillery before, and it takes them through 3 different regions and helps them identify the differences from the nose to the colour to, of course, the taste. And then we have the next option after that is we do quite a spectacular chocolate and whisky tasting, and that happens on a set time daily, and that's for a smaller number, but we do that for larger numbers on occasion as well. On a weekly basis we do have our distillery managers tour, and that's quite an exciting opportunity to be shown around our distillery by our very own Alistair MacDonald, getting in behind the scenes and seeing things that you would not necessarily see, and having that exclusive time with Alistair as well. That happens every Thursday at 2 o'clock. And then we do a lot of bespoke, tailored tours as well. We like to go above and beyond, hopefully, to make it quite a spectacular experience, no matter what tour a guest is on. And then we do have the venue, the space is available for exclusive use evening events. So, Chris, if you've got a special party coming up, this could be the place to celebrate.
So that sounds great. So I mean, obviously, the feedback you've been getting this year, the last few years, this distillery's been a lot of good feedback, and has recently been highly commended at the Scotch Whisky Awards.
Yeah, we were at the Scotch Whisky Awards, and to be fair, it was an honour to be a part of that category, and amongst such amazing distilleries, to walk away with highly commended. We're very proud. We're starting off our journey. We don't yet have our whisky. What we do have is a unique offering that aspires to be the best we can be and deliver a great experience. So it was a proud day, and we also this this year achieved 5-star status with Visit Scotland as well. You know, which is testament to the family for creating what we have here, and the team to deliver an exceptional experience.
Yeah, obviously you're heading that up as well, so you must be very proud of what you have achieved in the short time that's been open. So it's fantastic. Now, I know it can be a bit controversial, but one of the stereotypes with whisky is that it's a gentleman's drink. A lot of people thinking it's an old man's drink and it's something that's drank by men in pubs. As a woman in the industry, do you feel that the demographic is changing slightly? Are you seeing more women coming through here and trying whiskies and taking an interest in it?
Dramatically. If I go back to when I started my career over 20 years ago, personally some of the whiskies I felt were really weren't to my palate, but things have evolved and changed so much. I think there's a whiskey for every palate, no matter what gender we are, and as long as we're of age to drink, of course. But yeah, I think it's no longer a male-dominated industry. The team we have here, actually, in the Visitor Centre, you'd be surprised, is predominantly female, and what a collection of palates we have, all very different to what they like. You know, personally, I love sherry casks. But I've got one of the team who will happily drink any Islay whiskey every day. Not that she does, again, that would be responsible. And but yeah, we've got a broad team who like all whiskies, and I definitely see more women appreciating and enjoying whiskey.
That's great. As a whiskey drinker yourself, what's your dram? What do you like to drink?
Well, when I deserve a wee treat and it's been a good day, I have a beautiful little bottle of Glendronach 12 that is tucked away in a discreet place at home. So when I have that quiet moment, I'll pour myself one big healthy dram, kick back and enjoy it.
Excellent. That sounds very nice. I'm going to have a wee look downstairs and maybe look at Glendronach. I don't have one for my collection yet. I've tried them at whisky festivals, but I've not got one, so I was just speaking to, I think Andrew was saying that his is a Glendronach 18.
Oh, very good.
So maybe need to have a wee look at what you've got down there and take one away with me.
I mean, it's like everything, it all depends on when.
That's it.
But yeah, get that Glendronach 12 bottled.
Yeah, I will certainly will. Well, thank you very much for taking time to talk to us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and the experience here over the last few days has been brilliant and well received. Beth has looked after us phenomenally, and yeah, we couldn't have it without your blessing initially, so I do appreciate it.
It's our pleasure, as we say. Slide you.
Thank you. Very nice.